2020 has been a strange year. The uncertainty that's come with it, amplifying feelings of stress, anxiety, depression, loneliness. While in quarantine, I built Bump Galaxy, a virtual world and community for mental health. In it, players can visit several different care commons, a forest for breathing meditations, sand dunes where you can reflect on your dreams, a snowfield and underwater temple designed for hypnotic imaginings. In Bump Galaxy, players can meet different mental health professionals from around the world. Imagine a joint therapy session with a relationship counselor from Sweden and a hypnotherapist in Japan. Imagine participating in a collective sound bath in the rainforest by one of your favorite DJs. My name is BiancaCarague. I'm a social designer and natural healer. As someone who does energy work and guided meditations, I've always wanted to work with a psychotherapist to give clients the care I wasn't qualified to provide. What if different health professionals collaborated, supplementing conventional methods with alternative therapies to provide more personalized, holistic healthcare experiences in a game world that actually meets the level of intimacy many of us crave, that conventional telehealth platforms lack? So what does it mean to bump into each other, actually? To gently collide, in surprising and meaningful ways pregnant with possibility. Let's build a world where caring for each other means playing together, because we are living in a game world, one in which we can modify the code if we like. So I'm just gonna give a quick tour. When you first enter the server, you spawn here in the central island. It's a floating island where there's this info pavilion where you can find everything you need to know about the server. Frequently asked questions, how to book an appointment with a therapist, rules. And over here we have potion fountains, where players can get potions that give them different special effects, like night vision or invisibility. And over here are hanging trees. When you interact with them, they take you to a form, so you can book a session with a therapist or leave a review. Then over here is the clubhouse, just a common area where people can hang out, socialize, meet each other. And now I'll show you around the different care commons. These are shared landscapes designed for different types of care. So first we have the meditation forest. Here the focus is on meditation and breathing, targeting anxiety and stress. So how it works is you walk through this tunnel to get a tree sapling and signage. Press one of these buttons to access a meditation or a guiding breathing exercise. Then you choose any place in the forest where you want to plant the tree. Let's say you want to plant the tree here. So you plant it and then close your eyes and meditate. Basically, you're waiting for the tree to grow while you're meditating. But when you're done, the tree will have fully grown and you can place your sign next to it and type down anything you realize while meditating or any message you want to share with the community. Then you can come back here, walk through this tunnel to collect resources which you can use to build on the landscape. These resources, by the way, are specific to the meditation forest. Each of the other commons have their own unique set of resources. The next is the Sand Dune Dreamscape. Here, the goal is to help people build their intuitive muscles so they can reflect on their dreams and uncover for themselves how their dreams can help them in their waking lives. So over here are buttons for people to access pre-recorded guided dream meditations and a chest where you can get a book and quill to journal. And now we choose any place in the sand dunes where we want to meditate, after which we can journal what we realized. And when we're done, we put the journal in one of these chests. A brown one to be published publicly so anyone can read what you've written. But if you want to keep your journal private, you can put it in this blue chest. Then, like in the forest, you can walk through the tunnel to get your resources, again specific to the sand dune dreamscape, and use them to build things anywhere. And from the sand dunes, you can actually enter the shadow portal. This is a place I built with a friend that visited the server who's diagnosed with ADHD and depression. He was so excited to do this because he works a lot with his therapist to talk about his shadow, and she asks him to journal about it. So here's a chest where you can take a book and quill, enter the portal, have your session with your therapist, journal about your shadow self after your session, and leave it behind before you return to the normal dimension of Bump Galaxy. So like in the sand dunes, you can put your journal in the brown chest if you want to share it with others, or in a blue chest if you want to keep it private. Then next to the snowfield, this place is all about love and relationships. When you come here, you can take a flower, access a pre-recorded guided meditation on self-love, and plant your flower on the snowfield once you've completed your meditation. Basically, each landscape becomes this living monument of personal development and community growth. And as in other commons, you can journal about what you've learned or realized or discovered and deposit in one of these chests. You can also just explore the snowfield. There are floating questions and journal prompts all around. You can answer them by typing your answer down in a book and leave them in the chest for others to find. Or you can go around the snowfield with friends and discuss your answers with each other. This is fun. And from the snowfield, you can actually just walk to the entrance to the underwater temple. You'll need a night vision potion before diving into the water because it's quite dark. And if you'll notice, you'll start drowning a bit and losing oxygen when you first dive in. It's uncomfortable at first, but the deeper you swim, you start to be able to breathe again. So this was suggested by a haptotherapist who wanted to take clients deep into themselves. Diving into the water to her could be used as a metaphor to show her clients that, although it's uncomfortable to look deep into their trauma, you can overcome it if you just have the courage to face it. So here there are also guided meditations and a resource tunnel, again like in the other commons. Then finally, we have the symbiotic jungle. We've held events here before, like a live sound bath and guided meditation about ecological solidarity. So here's the DJ booth, and over here is the meditation floor where people gather to meditate together. So here on the meditation floor, there are things left over from the last event that people built after the guided meditation. So these are just some of the commons because we build new ones all the time, but all around the server, we also have several vacant floating islands that can be rented out for events and terraformed as needed. And that's it. Thanks for joining the tour. This therapy session is between an energy healer, a psychotherapist, and one client. The practitioners decide to start out their session in the clubhouse to quickly brief their client about how things are gonna go. They then teleport to the meditation forest. Here, the energy healer asks the client to walk through the arc to collect a wooden signage and oak tree sapling. The client also presses a button to get a guided meditation and passes through this tunnel to collect some building blocks and resources. This is the currency for having used one of the care commons. The energy healer then tells the client, choose any place in this forest that intuitively feels right for you, and plant your tree there. And as the client meditates on their tree, the energy healer performs the attunement, aligning the client's chakras with universal life force energy. After the meditation and attunement, the client opens their eyes to find that the tree is fully grown, and types on the wooden signage a message they want to leave behind for the community. There will be many things to unpack and discuss after an energy attunement. What did the practitioner feel? How was the client's experience? And what are some points of reflection? The psychotherapist takes the lead at this point, taking them to the shadow portal, where they can get into deeper conversations about the client's emotions and experiences in relation to things the energy healer brought up in the forest. Blocks in energy may have to do with a person's shadow self. Did the healer feel blocks around the heart chakra? Then the therapist talks the client through their limiting beliefs around love. If the energy around the throat chakra felt a bit low, then they can explore the communication in the client's personal and professional relationships. After the session, the psychotherapist tells the client to journal about their thoughts and leave the journal behind in one of the chests. They then return to the central archive, where the client can leave a review by interacting with one of the hanging trees. After which, they chat a bit more before saying their goodbyes.